Medical disclaimer. This podcast is intended for educational purposes only and does not serve as medical advice. Kate and John are not medical professionals. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent any illness. Always consult your physician before making lifestyle changes. Welcome back to the Illuminated Path. This is episode 42. What are we talking about today?
We are doing a quick episode today. We've had a lot of long ones recently, and so we wanted to do something a little more fun and kind of personal, but we're sharing our journey of starting to walk every single day and all of the benefits that we've felt from doing that. And so I just want to share with people. We talk all the time about how walking is so good, and we have now personally experiencing these things. So
Yeah, I always kind of didn't really care for walking and really challenging myself to walk every day with you and the dogs has been huge. So
yeah.
let's kind of share more about that.
Yeah, so we have been aiming for 45-minute walks around our neighborhood with our dogs every day. So for us, that's about a mile and a half.
Yep.
You definitely don't need to do that long to start to feel benefits. I would definitely, recommend starting where you're comfortable. And over time, you're going to be able to build that up to, a longer walk. But start where you're comfortable.
Yeah. So why? What are the benefits we've been having?
Yeah, so two of the biggest ones that I feel like have been just feel like improved digestion and feeling like less bloated.
Yeah, I think that's been huge for me. I don't think I've shared too much about it on this podcast, but what I'm working with my naturopath on is just I'm getting so bloated. Like no matter what I eat, no matter how healthy I eat throughout the day, from morning to night, it just gets progressively worse. And walking has really helped that.
Yeah.
So definitely helping alleviate my symptoms while we figure out a larger plan.
Yeah. And with that, there has been some weight loss.
Yep.
I know you are also doing other types of workouts like strength training and stuff, but I mean, the walking is absolutely big time contributing.
Oh yeah. God, yeah.
Yeah. Also, along with the same kind of lines is just walking after a meal is an incredible thing for helping your blood sugar
Yeah.
regulate. Depending on what you have for a meal, you can spike your blood sugar, and especially if you have those carbs, and going for a walk right after really helps blunt that spike.
Mm.
And you can feel you just feel your body if you really know and recognize what a blood sugar spike feels like, which we know.
Yeah, I get really anxious
Yeah.
and walking helps that
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yeah. Just being outside. It feels so good to be outside, be in the fresh air, sunshine.
See our neighbors.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
social, and it's so nice because we don't know our neighbors crazy well. And it's not like we're getting to know them super well. But the other night I walked by myself
Yeah.
and our neighbors were coming out and they were like, I want to see the dogs. And then
Yeah.
I ended up in a 20-minute conversation with them, and it was so nice.
And that human connection is good.
Yeah.
That's a we've talked about a sense of belonging and community, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, we're not friends with all our neighbors, but I think there's something for having a neighborhood where you feel comfortable, or at least, know a few people and can have a friendly neighborly conversation. And I like that.
Yeah. So something I've shared before, but years ago we had gardens and people would go and walk in the gardens and think, and that was how you would spend time together. I definitely feel like we've gotten some great insights and ideas while we've been walking.
Yeah, just the creativity
Yeah.
and, bringing up ideas, bouncing ideas off of each other. And, we use that time for even planning, things
Mm.
for the house or just things in our lives. And just walking and just the ideas will flow easier and better.
I feel like it helps us think and get through things and prioritize and kind of figure out next steps. I think, especially for you, lately as you've been going through, defining your niche and really diving into career alignment and onboarding new clients, I think it's really helped you um, continue to come up with the ideas in terms of the development of your practice.
Yeah. definitely. We have dogs. We have 3 huskies, if
Mhm.
you haven't known that. We talk about them a lot, but, so it's great for them because they're getting their exercise. Our dogs don't play fetch. Like, they could not care less about chasing after a ball. Walks are their absolute favorite thing.
Yep.
So we're getting them their exercise, and that's good for their health and their longevity. And we're also, training them in
Yeah.
that. There's times where we're walking by a neighbor's dog and, I've been doing it more lately where I'm taking the little training treats with me and telling my dog to like look at me
Yeah.
while we're walking by a dog and he's doing so good with it, like paying
Yeah.
attention.
Or we'll just stop them, have them sit. It's really good for dogs because you get them that practice with a lot of stimuli around them.
Yeah. Just the quality time together
Yeah.
to like connect. It's different than flopping on a couch.
Yeah. Or
I
watching a
mean,
show.
yeah. Well, I don't really see that
That's
as
not quality
necessarily
time.
quality. So
Yeah.
it's just so nice. Like, I need to get out of the house. We work from home. So it's hard sometimes to be
Mhm.
like stuck inside and you're here all day and it's like just having that new perspective
Yeah.
and a little break and you come back and you're like, wow, that was really refreshing.
Yeah. Fresh air really is healing and helpful.
Yeah. Or if, like I said, if you're walking by yourself, like listen to a podcast.
Mm.
I've been doing that sometimes, and I love it. It's just such a great thing. Like you're multitasking, you're learning, you're growing, and walking at the same time, and it's enjoyable. And then you kind of just forget that you're even walking.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've found like I really got to like just kind of push through. Like there's definitely been days we've gone and I've been like, I don't feel like doing this. But once I push through, usually once I'm about 15 minutes in, I feel good because what happens for me is like my chest tightens up and then I get anxious and I'm like antsy about the whole thing and just thinking about my lung and the whole thing. And after about 15 minutes, I can push through. It feels good. I kind of have that breath where I'm like relaxing and loosening up and, releasing the tension. And then I really start enjoying it.
Yeah,
And having that time to be outside, to walk, to feel active, it also helps me at night because I actually feel more tired. And it's like a weird, different kind of tired than like, I'll go and lift weights, but it's just not the same thing. Like my whole body was moving and walking and I'm going distance versus just kind of standing still lifting heavy stuff. So it helps in so many ways, not just physical, but definitely mental too.
yeah. I remember I said to you the other day, I was like, you were like unsure if you really wanted to go, and I was like, no, we made like this deal. We're gonna do it
Yeah.
together, and you were like, okay, you're right. I'm
I
gonna
had a
stick
couple
to
bad
it.
days.
And that's okay, but, like, the
Yeah.
important part is it is really good for helping you practice your discipline for
Hmm.
something so simple, like, put on your shoes and get outside.
Yeah.
Like, you have to almost sometimes if you're struggling to do it, like, don't think
Push
about
through.
it. Just be
Yeah.
like, I'm just putting on my shoes and getting outside." And as soon as you do that, it's like, "Okay, I've already started." You
Yeah.
don't have to drive anywhere. I mean, hopefully, like, you have a neighborhood that you can walk in. Um, but and it's been helpful for us to, do that together, but you were kind of inside like a lot that day and I had said to you, I want to make sure you get good sleep. I don't want you
Yeah.
to feel that restlessness at night. And you were like, yeah, you're right.
I was
I
like,
was like, I know.
you're right.
And we love hearing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I mean, we know like your parents walk like
Every day.
crazy.
They are so good about it and getting their
You're,
10K steps.
yep.
And I've been like, wow, we are not even
Yeah.
doing that. And so that
Yep.
was even just like a motivator for us. And because
Yeah.
it's good for it's just so good for your health.
And
And
I know your brother and sister-in-law do it too.
yeah,
So I think it's also just a great way to connect with your significant other, I think it can be a really meaningful time to, have good conversation or just walk, get fresh air together and get some exercise. It can be fun to exercise together too. So there's so many benefits and I think it's wild like because I did it. I overlooked walking for so many years.
Mhm.
And I know that when we talk about health, it's kind of like, oh, yeah, walk. Like, who cares? And when we had Jen Harris on, it was, well, walking's not exercise, right? She was talking about that and how people are saying that now. And it's like, we were like, no, it's definitely exercise, you know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's such a simple form of movement and exercise. And even like, so I track my calories, right? And all my exercise goes into um, my Fitness Pal, and I can track my caloric intake and how many calories I burned from my smartwatch. When we walk and we do our 45 minutes, I burn another 150 calories. And like, if I'm over on calories in a day, that helps. If I'm not, I'm cutting out even more and speeding up my weight loss.
Yeah.
So it's just like a really simple thing to do for something that I'm already enjoying, but is helping my health in a tremendous way.
Yeah. I actually saw someone on TikTok the other day who was kinda doing something similar. I don't remember the length of time or, like, amount of miles, but she was walking and she took, like, before and after pictures over,
Mm,
like, a month period or something, and you could easily visibly see, like, the size of her legs had shrunk,
yeah.
like, just from walking.
Wow.
So, it just goes to show, you don't necessarily notice it or see it in the day to day, but when you
Mm.
look back, you're like, "Wow, like, there is actually transformation and change happening in my body."
Yeah, and that's another thing we've been doing is progress photos every day, and that's been helpful. It's been helpful for me to see and also stay on track and like say like, okay, I'm down 2 pounds this day. Here's what I looked like, whatever. And some people that's very restrictive, and I'm not saying it's for everyone. I get a lot of satisfaction out of tracking my water and calories and exercise and everything, but it's also helped me see how bad I was bloating
Mm,
and just like I have photos where I was like, my abs are coming back in, and then I've got one where it's like, holy crap, my stomach's out so far and I was in pain. So I'm glad I'm working with my doctor, but walking has helped so much, not just physically, not just my weight, not just my symptoms, but also our relationship with our dogs, our mindset, our businesses. And it's such a simple thing that I know it sounds like dramatic, but it can truly be life changing to just walk every day.
yeah, it really is. And it's a huge like way that you can help with stress because
Yeah.
it really hits like on all of the things that can contribute to stress and helping them. It can help with your mindset. It can again like you're giving your body movement and doing what you need for your body. So it can help you get into a more regulated state and the fresh air,
Yeah.
everything. Like it's a very helpful tool for stress.
Yeah. I last point I wanted to say was I saw a clip of somebody asking I think Dave Portnoy, is it?
Mhm.
Of Barstool Sports. He does the pizza reviews. And
Mm.
somebody asked him like, "Hey, how do you stay in shape eating all that pizza?" And he said, "I just walk." He's like, "I just always find ways to walk every day." And he's like, "I walk 3, 4 miles a day." And that's a lot. I mean, if you really think about it, we walk 45 minutes and it's like a mile and a half.
Yeah.
So it really can be that simple. I also just feel like there's something about walking that like you shed the weight differently. Like it's like more effective than
Yeah.
just lifting or doing some other type of cardio. Like it's really beneficial for you. And last point,
You already said
I
that.
know I'm rambling, but I think I've shared this, but a lot of the research on longevity and walking is about your pace of walking.
Mm,
And we do walk at a pretty quick clip. And I love that. Um, it's really beneficial. And it's actually more effective to walk quicker than it is to jog,
mm,
which is an interesting fact. But try it, you know, walk, try to, and that can be, how you continue to grow in it is walk longer or just walk the same amount. Try to do it quicker. Try to shave off a couple minutes.
yeah.
So there's a lot of ways to do it, but absolutely definitely something for everyone.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's our just quick little episode on just real life, progress, real life examples of how this has benefited us. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited that we started this journey, and I do not want to stop.
No. Go outside.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.